Welcome back to Touring Townsends. We're Dave and Jill and we travel in our motorhome as much as possible. On our current trip, we're spending 2 weeks in France. We landed a week ago at the port of Ouistreham, headed straight to Vannes, and then we went around the Gulf de Morbihan, and today we end up in Saint-Cado. Our route today took us by Carnac. We've never been to the alignment, so we took a quick look at it, but we're definitely going to come back to this area soon, so we'll visit it then. We then saw another alignment on the route, so that's on the list too. Welcome back. Today we're travelling along the coast of Brittany as best we can. It's a very busy coast in and out of the inlets, and we are heading towards a small place called Saint-Cado. We have a lunch reservation nearby, so we're on a schedule. We've got to get there in time for lunch. So we're parked up at Camping Saint-Cado. This is a campsite in the summer and operates as an aire in the winter. So we're off for our lunch reservation, and then hopefully we'll get a chance to have a little walk around afterwards. It does have facilities on the campsite that apparently we can use, so we'll explore those later and let you know. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's free to do so. We're very happy to answer any questions, so drop them in the comments and we'll get back to you soon. Legend has it that Saint-Cado wanted a bridge to connect the island to the mainland, but he couldn't afford to do it. One day he was visited by Satan, who offered his help on condition that he would be granted the soul of the first living being to pass over the bridge. Saint-Cado accepted, and the demon created the bridge in one night. In the early morning, Saint-Cado encouraged a cat to cross the bridge. There's a path that goes right round the outside of the island, giving lovely views all the way. The chapel is a Romanesque chapel dating back to the 12th century, built in memory of Saint-Cado. The cavalry is more 19th century, although some say it's older. This is a tidal fountain. It's regularly submerged at high tide. Once off the island, we continued past the restaurant and around the coast path. We turned back at this point as the path was getting very muddy. This is known as the Oyster House and was once home to the Oyster Park keeper and his family. So the plan for today is Dave got some work to do this morning. He does still do some remote working. And then once that's finished, we're going to head out on the bikes and see a bit more of this area before we move further west tomorrow. So when we parked here yesterday, we were a bit concerned with it being on grass. So we do have some anti-slip mats, which we put down, and then we reversed onto some ramps, which seem to have disappeared. We're a bit worried that they've sunk into the ground. They're only small ramps, but they do seem to have gone a bit. So when we come off the ramps tomorrow, it's going to be very interesting. It is a lovely campsite. Nice view over the water, although the tide's out right now, so you can't really tell. But there it is. Once work was done, we set out for a cycle. The plan was to follow the river down the estuary as closely as possible to the sea. Étel was once the leading tuna port on the Atlantic coast. We started following a coastal cycle route, but unfortunately at the top of this hill it was closed. As the weather had turned a lot cloudier and windy, we opted to head back inland to find a sheltered spot for lunch. This alignment is free to access. There's 165 stones arranged in 10 rows, oriented west to east, just like in Karnak. According to legend, they were the advance guard of a Roman force that was pursuing St. Cornelius and were turned to stone by his prayers. We could hear drumming as we walked this way, and as we got amongst the bigger stones, we saw that somebody was sat amongst the stones drumming. We came off the ramps and then we had to extract them from the grass.
Yeah.
So we left Saint-Cado in glorious sunshine, with a forecast that it's going to stay that way for the next few days. Join us next week as we continue our journey further west along the Brittany coast. If you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's free and it really helps us to grow the channel. If you've got any questions about our trip, do drop them in the comments. We're always happy to answer any questions. See you next week.